Clearly not getting this phone call. Isn't Fab mixed with Sketchfab? Yep. Yep. And then it's going to be mixed in with ArtStation. Surely that'll be good. Live on YouTube. Fab is better than the UE Marketplace, though. Do you remember how slow it was before? Don't get me wrong. It was shit back then. I think it was better back then because they actually had some human beings checking shit. Now everything is like, for the most part, run by AI. I've heard so many horror stories from marketplace creators trying to like submit something and they just get AI responses for everything and no human is actually reading any of it. Because AI is the future. And then when Fab released, there was so many disasters of things just going wrong. There's so much AI shit on there. Yeah, you could filter it, but like people don't actually properly use it. Also, Epic Games has a tendency of like anytime something clearly has copyright infringement or uses AI, by the way, their reporting system for literally any of their services sucks. Try reporting something on ArtStation for something being like, you know, whatnot. Like, good luck. Good luck. Have fun. Fab, same thing. Good luck. Have fun. Did I ever try the in-engine Fab? I literally want to strip this shit clean. I want to strip this shit clean. ArtStation is owned by Epic now. Yeah, that's why it's gone so downhill. I know it's been owned by Epic for I don't know, a few years now. I have my final interview with Blizzard in 45 minutes. I don't expect to get the job based on the tech interview. Well, don't go in the next interview, you know, with a you know, a downed mindset. Just go into and yeah. I wonder why they never raid you. I still support the people that work at Epic. I don't support their corporate suite. I think there is some issues. Some sort of like, I don't know. There's issues up there. I don't know. I think there's some really cool ass motherfuckers over there though. I don't care if they don't raid me anymore. It is what it is. I contacted ArtStation like a few months ago because I couldn't update my PayPal for my Pro subscription. They were responding after like a month and shit just wasn't going anywhere. Classic. I don't know what you guys are on, but each time there's a slight UI change, you can't handle it. Dude, it's just ass. Like, it's just ass. Like, they've been improving it. They finally put the reviews back in. Took them, I don't know how long. Like, let's see. Let's go Unreal Engine. Let's try to look for plugins. Tools and plugins. Okay. It's of course going to show the most popular. Let's see, sort by relevance. Let's see newest. How are we looking on newest? A Kanban board? That's kind of sick. That's kind of cool. Hey, cool, sweet. I think they're trying to do so much with Fab, which I think is my issue. I thought they made it so you can't submit this many assets all at once. Like what? Let's take a look at animations, because I'm usually always interested in animations. Computer animation pack. I feel like I don't see the usual names that do animations anymore. I feel like they just don't. I feel like their drive for releasing on this platform has died. Like I don't see their names anymore at all. Where has Frank Climax gone? He only releases on Unity now. I think we all agree the new interface is better. I don't know if I'd say it's just kind of just more convoluted, if anything. Like, yeah, there's a little bit more sorting, which is nice, but see, let's take a look at combat. Like, they definitely made improvements, don't get me wrong. They've made improvements in some respects. But the content has just gotten much worse. Get some fun AI-generated thumbnails. Paired sword fighting animations. Ah, very cool, very cool. Yes. Turn off anything made with AI? Yeah, but the thing is, like, they're not going to mark that as made with AI. Or are they? Let's see. Nope. I think I've seen it. I've looked into this person's animations. They don't make very good animations. At least last I saw. I looked at some of their packs and I was like, I don't know about that. Apparently an AI thumbnail doesn't count as AI created. It's like, bro, why not just use, I don't know, get good and fucking make a thumbnail, man. I don't know, dude. Just get good, make a thumbnail. Like, bat animations. I need that for the zombie game. Surely these are good, right? And it's first person and third person? That's fucking sick. Let's see. Let's take a look. What do we got? Yeah, well, I guess that's... not sure what else I would have expected. It's all right, I guess. Not too bad. Actually, it's redundant to have an AI type. Soon everything will use AI as a tool. Yeah, that's such a stupid fucking Tim Sweeney take, bro. Like, come on, man. I hate that take. Oh, 25. How's it going? Curious, what are you doing right now? Nothing. Procrastinating. Let's see here. For the struct, we have a task ID, we have the task type, and we have the train car. We're going to have to figure out how we're actually getting the correct train car value. That's going to be fun. By the way, this can be a uint 8. I can't type, man. What the hell? It's writer. I don't know what this is doing. It's scrambling my text. I'm personally only mad at the generative AI. Honestly, I'm just mad at all of it. But mostly generative AI. Anything that just steals, like, anybody's content to train a system, like, that's, yeah, fuck off. But at the same time, I'm also kind of like, I dislike all of it now because it's been such, like, it's being shoved down our throats in, like, every single service. I don't even have Windows 11, but I could fucking imagine what it's like for people having to deal with that shit. Fun times. But then you're going to be like, well, Crimson, you're complaining for no reason. You could just disable it. Yeah, but from what I've heard is, like, you disable it and then you get another Windows update and then it re-enables it. So now you got to constantly keep fucking babysitting your OS. I don't want to babysit my OS. Being overinvested. It's ruining the entire hardware fucking market. Like, great. Good luck buying RAM. Software is just going downhill. Like, the quality of software, quality of websites are going downhill. I thought they said this shit was supposed to get better. You know what's really funny is you have a lot of people that shill for AI and they're saying, like, it's going to be great, man. It's like, bro, why aren't you, like, coming up with $1 million business then? Like, how is it that you haven't done it yet? If it's so fucking easy, shouldn't you be a millionaire now? Like, shouldn't, like, everybody using AI be a millionaire now? Like, is that like a, is that a straw man take to say that? Is there I have Windows 10 extended support for like a year, so working on it. Hey, let me know how it goes. I don't have any AI on my Windows 11, never disabled anything. You never got like Copilot being fucking shoved in your throat, Scotty? What kind of Windows 11 you got? I think they said Windows... I think I saw something about Windows 11, like, business thing is, like, doesn't have it or something. I have support until, like, 2031. Yeah, but you probably had to, like, reinstall that version, right? To get that long-term support one. Windows 11 Home. Interesting. I don't know how you guys didn't get the Copilot update then. Maybe that's being trickled in. Because I hear so many horror stories. Maybe that's just people just being fucking just over the top. I feel like we're in a day and age now where people are being over the top about literally everything. Like, to give a little bit of respect to Tim Sweeney, I think people really did, like, kind of slander his name a little bit to some extent with the whole, like, yeah, I think Grok is fucking stupid. I think what's happening on Twitter is fucking dumb and just not be allowed. But I think, you know, some people are definitely putting him to a really, really bad light.
Shit my pants, I did.
I still think he's annoying sometimes based off of some of the takes he has, but it is what it is. Rookie, thank you for the 16-month ruse. Thank you. I have no idea what Grok on Twitter is doing. Supposedly, it has a thing now where if you have Twitter Plus, any image posted on the internet, if it's a child, if it's a person, you can now use Grok to modify the image. You can fill in the rest based off of the parameters that I just gave you. Based on what I've just told you, you can fill in the gaps of what people are doing. Yeah, I saw one instance where anyways, I don't need to get too NSFW about it. Just fill in the gaps. I don't wanna. Well, if I tell you something, then you're gonna see it. So it's like it's either you fill in the gap yourself or I don't know. Treasure Train. Pog scam treasure train. Reach level 2 to get 35% off. Nobody do that. Nobody gives subs. Don't do that. I was almost there, but then I had a meeting with a specialist, and thankfully he screwed me over, saying that project needs features 1, 2, 3, 4, and 15. Just get the AI to make those features. What do you mean? Or that's some nasty ass shit. I hope they actually restrict that. Based off of what people told me, everybody was able to edit images, and then Twitter quickly made it, or X quickly made it so you actually needed Twitter Blue or the Twitter Plus or whatever the fuck to actually do it. That definitely stopped any of that from occurring, right? Because the people doing that probably don't already have Twitter Blue, right? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to stop yelling at clouds and get some work done. Been using Google anti-gravity to have a ton of tokens and can see the code. Interesting. So basically weirdos just got to pay to access it now. Great fix. The weirdos probably were already paying for it in the beginning. Let's be real. I had a fucking guy DM me, be like, yo, I can make you character art for like 100 to 200 pounds. I look at his profile. It's got some relatively mediocre art. And then randomly out of the blue, the most miraculous fucking... where was it? The most miraculous Black Myth Wukong art. By the way, I just reverse searched it on Google, found the actual artist, and it's the most obvious thing. And then I asked him, is this also your profile? He's like, no, it's my team's profile. It's like, bro, it's Kwang Hu. It's not a team. It's Kwang Hu. And then he deleted that post from Twitter. Then I looked at another post, which looked nice as well. I don't know if a card game. Character sculpts for card game. Here we go. I found it. This was another post of his Oh, so you're Corey Boland now, or is he from a different team? Oh, I don't know. It's like, dude, you suck. It's probably some like random fucking person just trying to scam people. I was like, you're not fucking slick. You're actually shit. Yeah, random ass art. Oh, by the way, the person that tried to message me has Twitter Blue or whatever the fuck it's called, and their profile picture is just like AI created, and it looks like ass. It's too easy to fucking filter these people out though. Like I don't know if they're like trying to find people that are stupid to like try to steal their money or something. I don't know, but I am using the AI, but imagine having it add one feature and then it'll remove 3 features you added like an hour ago. I see. Yeah, I think AI, in my opinion, and nobody can change his opinion about it for me. Nothing, no argument. I think it's like this is one of the things where I don't even care about counter arguments or anything like that. AI is just ruining the internet and software and hardware. It's just kind of ruining all of that, in my opinion. I think that's like a steel case opinion of mine. I've got some other ones, but I would say that's one of them. Whole AI shit's going to crumble companies, and they're going full in expecting huge return on investment, and I highly doubt they'll get it. I don't know, man. I think it's made up money, though. Like, let's be real. As human beings, when you see numbers like billions and then trillions, like try to fathom that amount of money. Like, just try to fathom that. You know what I mean? Like, it's monopoly money. Like, even in Monopoly, you don't even have that much money in Monopoly. you don't even have that much money in Monopoly. Where am I? So we have the trained car, which dictates which task on the UI will have it. The task type will dictate the severity of it. And then at some point, we want to have icons. And then the task ID will be another way of filtering out things in the system. Okay. So what Ronan would have got if it released? What would have got? Trillions? I don't know about that. The problem is that when AI bubbles blow up, big companies are going to continue to force them, given how much money they invest into it. I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens. I'm just in my own little circle making stupid games, you know? Sure, I might fall behind based off of what people have told me because they're so like, I don't know, anal. They got a big boner for it to the point where they like, they, what's the word I'm looking for? They like discourage other people from creating things. It's a very funny situation. It's like, you're going to lose your job. It's like, what are you saying? What is your job? What is your job? You're going to lose your job. That's like a common one that I see for some odd reason. Task ID, maintenance task type. Listen, if I lose my job, it's because I'm a fucking procrastinator, not because of AI. Okay, let's get this fucking... don't get it twisted. If my failure comes into play, it is my own responsibility. It is my own undoing. Doing and undoing. All right? Don't get it fucking twisted. I am the only one that brings success or failure to my career, not some out there fucking random thing. Okay, now rerun. I get comments sometimes like, you better look into AI because it's going to replace you. Yeah, okay. I have friends not in the tech industry always asking me, and also family, how's the AI in this? Are you worried about your job or work? I always tell people that try to, like, I'll have my parents kind of like make comments and stuff and try to be like, hey, you should look at this. And I'm like, focus on what you're doing. Okay. I'll do what I'm doing and focus on what you're doing respectfully. Like, you know, I appreciate it, but also like, yeah. Like, anyways, I got to do 5 push-ups and puke out my oat slop. Yeah, I basically tell them to stay in their lane. Like, I understand what they're trying to do, but also, like, I just don't really, like... Sometimes I'll educate them specifically on what they're trying to message me, and I'll tell them, no, that's not the case. That's just a journalist saying something fucking stupid, or a headline saying something stupid, or whatever. But also, at the same time, I don't care. I don't care. Just... Oh, that's great. Ubisoft is doing whatever the fuck. Oh, that's cool. Anyways, oh, insert AAA companies doing that. Oh, that's cool. Good for them. Anyways, let me just, I'll just do my thing. Like, it's fine. You know, teach their own. But you know, I don't really care. Yeah, a banger drops. We're in banger territory right now. When you go into Lorne and then it just starts auto-playing tracks, oh yeah, you're in. I was watching a not a documentary. It was a interview with Mick Gordon, and Mick Gordon mentioned Lorne, and I was like, holy shit, he knows. He knows. He's in. No wonder his music is Pog. Anyway, it says you're making friendslop today? Yeah, I'm making friends. In this stream. What's the game? It's a co-op survival horror. Where you and your trains, you and your friends have to keep a train operational. Yeah, my words are slop. Right now, I'm basically making, so the train randomly generates cars. It'll randomly generate different cars to put in between, and then these cars will start having issues, like the electricity will go out, or the toilet will get clogged, or whatever. So right now what we need to do is this screen, which, look at that, the electricity went out. This screen will basically show you where faults occur. So we need to actually start making it so we start seeing like where faults occur in the train. So that's the plan. Just quickly made a struct for it so that we can keep track of that, because we need this to be replicated. So when players start coming into the game, or they might rejoin late, or they get out of relevancy, we want them to have an up-to-date version of everything. So, train maintenance tasks. And then we made a struct called train car maintenance task. We can make that into an array. And we want to make this replicated. Probably rep notify. Yeah, rep notify. Every time this updates, we want to update the monitor. Or fuck. I don't know. Sure, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, because it's possible this might. We might have to. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Add Easter eggs. Add an Among Us. I'm not trying to get sued here, okay, man? Not trying to get sued here. Don't you get sick of eating oatmeal every day? Honestly, this is just to get some easy calories in. Calories. It doesn't taste like anything anymore. At first, I was fucking sickened by the texture, but now I'm just like, oh, it's just slop. It's fine. It's just slop. some Belgian artists that made a cool 3D animation music video for Lauren. Have you seen it? I probably have seen it, Hellcat. I'm pretty sure that's an old video, is it not? How often do you pull the electricity lever per day instead of disabling the feature in the editor? Listen, it's part of the game. It's got to be part of the game. You know what I mean? What do you mean? Eat the slop to create the slop. Exactly. Slop goes in, slop goes out. You know how it go. We need like mouse clicking noises or some sort of like clicking noise that matches moving shit around. That'd be so sick. Yes. Yes. If this had a typing minigame, bro, I would fucking do clickety clackety sounds. Like, it would be so sick. Oh my god. Although I don't think we're ever going to be able to do that because it just, like, for one, console's going to have a horrible time with that. We are going to reuse this system, though. I think this is cool. The whole monitor system thing. We're definitely going to reuse that for, like, some little mini games. Some little maintenance tasks. I think could be really fun to reuse this system. So, we'll try to find ways to do some, like, cool stuff here. Like, there's no, you don't have to interact in it and then get locked in. It's literally just, you move your mouse in here, and you just do stuff. Ah! Can you freeze the Y position? The buttons is stressing me out. Yeah, I might. I might do that. I might just do that. The funny thing is, though, at one point we were thinking, oh, the game's just going to be at 60% screen percentage. Look at what happens on the text. Which, to be fair, we don't care about the players being able to read this shit. It's just little details, so... honestly, looks fine. Yeah. Oh, let me take a look. Let me take a look, Ray. Let's see what you got. The thumbnail looks much better. Trim down the screenshots. Yeah, looks good. You could maybe put the... I could see this last one, because the thing is, these two poses look very similar. You can maybe put the red one at the very end here in terms of sorting. Or even, like, in between right here. Just kind of think of it as, like, this is a way to break up the monotony of, like, kind of, like, very similar things being done here. Because these all kind of just show the same gameplay mechanic, which is, like, there's text here, there's maybe a name associated with it, and then a different environmental piece. And that's kind of about it for these 4 pieces here. So you could break it up here, maybe even remove one of these. Yeah, much better. I have to keep setting it in, Shaq. I'm pretty sure there is a way of doing it. Like, I'm sure there is, but it does keep resetting it for me, which is really annoying. And I have to keep setting it. You could put it in the ini file. I'm sure if you put it in the default engine.ini file or default game.ini file, it'll probably stay up to date. So, like, that's probably one way of going about doing it. Is just overriding it. Okay, something I want to do as a test to see if these cars are being added in a specific order or if we have to somehow, like, filter them. I want to see in the game state if these cabin managers actually have the right associated value. And to do that, I'm going to use the cabin manager. Cabin manager. I'm going to add some text in here. And then let's see if that actually is showing up. Text, 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 text. So the goal is, if this is all done correctly, which I don't think it is because we're doing this all as asynchronous loading, Ideally, all of these... Great, the tunnel's in the way. Really? Really, man? Really? I can't even hide you? Oh, you motherfucker. Ideally, all of these would show 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it's done correctly. Let's find out. I don't know if it is. We're going to find out. So... this is saying it's doing it in order. But that being said, obviously it's going to do it in order because it's going to do it in order. So what we'd like to do this and then set the text and let the moment of truth. Is the train being added to the array in order? I just saw 6 right there. I don't know about you guys, but I just saw 6. Oh no, 0, 3, 1, 5, 4, 2, 6. I feel like I'd rather rely on the array to give us the actual sorting. So it's like the cabin manager reads from 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's check. Is this first one always 0? It should be. Yep. So at least we have that. 0 is always the engine cabin. So that's good to know. 6, 4, 3, 5, 1, 2. Sometimes my trains in my region have random cabin numbers. Yeah, but for us, we don't want to deal with that because that's just going to make it so much more complicated to do anything. Because ideally, we would... The monitor here would add itself based off of 0, 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? So... yeah. Yeah. Honestly, the complexity adds a source of difficulty. What part of the complexity, Flick? Like in the game design? Random generated carts? Like difficulty for me as a developer or difficulty as like players? Oh, and their numerical placement. Yeah, it's just... I want this UI to be like... more of an indicator to make it a little bit easier. What was the initial reasoning behind wanting to make a friend game? 2 things. One is I wanted to make multiplayer, and friendslop just seemed like the greatest, like one of the better avenues to do it while still trying to make a relatively successful commercial game. And 2, it seems like a pretty good opportunity and time to work on a game within this kind of genre. And honestly, I'm having a really fun time with it. Yeah. I'm having a really fun time with it. Like, fuck, cart 3 is all the way in the back. Yeah, but I want it to be like cart 6 is all the way in the back, because like then this is going to get all scrambled, which I'm not like looking forward to. We have to assume that, yes, we could add some stuff to this UI like outside, but I think this UI is going to update based off of like whatever's in the game state. So this will probably refresh based off whatever's in the game state. And then just, yeah, I don't want to cause confusion on something that's already relatively complex based on the fact that you have to fucking look at this interface just to see where anything is. Which might change. I might make it so the players get like a map or something that they can pull up. And then... someone said like I should make that an item. So maybe I just make it an item. We just make the map an item that you can buy at the store, and then that way you have it on you at all times, and then you don't have to go to this monitor all the time. Or your friend doesn't have to tell you like what's on the monitor. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hytale launch in EA tomorrow? I thought it was today. Or is it tomorrow? I guess it's tomorrow? Oh, okay. Okay. 10 a.m. EST. Oh, okay. Shit. Add the map at later levels, i.e. higher difficulty with more cars. Yeah. That is an idea where it's like there'd be a form of this in every train. Some form of this monitoring system in every train. Or maybe randomly placed in some of the trains. I think that could be kind of cool. That could always be done. Yeah. I kind of just want to wait until Hightail has more updates before I even try to touch it, to be honest. Like, I'll just wait for, like, the World Generator 2.0 version. Like, I might pick it up just to support them, because I think what they're doing is amazing. But, yeah. What can the player do up to this point? Multiplayer-ish ready. You can open things, you can pick up items. You can throw items, you can refresh your flashlight that you're given by default. Hide in this locker. You can melt things and add fuel. So this will add fuel to the capacity. That works in multiplayer as well. The route to the station is like, this is being replicated as well. So like we have some of the gameplay loop in here. We just have to get the like the station level loading in and all that kind of stuff. You can repair the fuse box, spin this thing for no reason, open this door. You can jump. You can crouch. You can ragdoll. Ragdolling still does not 100% work perfectly. You can repair other cabs. So like this one, for example, is broken. And I think that, yeah. Generator's up here. So right now, the only maintenance tasks that we have is repairing the electricity going out. That's it. So we have pieces of the game coming together, slowly but surely. Still lacking a lot of like the core gameplay. Like we don't have any monsters yet. I fucked around with the nav mesh a little bit to see how it would work. It seems to be working, the dynamic nav mesh. Big pink pixel! Multiple pixels! Yeah, we're getting the ambience. The ambience is down. I think it's feeling pretty cool. And then once we do like monsters and stuff, we can do some like really gnarly, you know, horror, thriller, music stuff, like strings and stuff. We'll do a lot of that stuff, I think. Music is such a huge proponent of horror. Coming from a guy who, okay, what's really funny is I'm working on a horror game and I hate horror because I just like, it scares me too much. But I've read into it. I've done my research in the past. I think I know what goes into it, I think. The train's still gray, will it be wooden on the inside? No, I think we'll have some cabs that'll be wooden, kind of like just fancy. But I think most of it's gonna be like metal and steel and various other materials. This will harden you up, make you immune to scares. Maybe it will. I kind of want to do like the repo mechanic for jump scares. I think that's fun. Where it's like the enemy isn't like, your like camera zooms into the enemy or something like that. I think that would be that could be fun to toy around with maybe. We'll see how we end up doing it. I know for sure we'll do like sound effects and stuff like that, so. Yeah. Have I added more train noises yet? We just got the rails, we got little psh sounds. There's the sound when we go through the tunnel, which is cool. But we do need some like little screeching noises. I think that'll be cool. I think one of the sequences will activate the brakes on the train, so like we'll hear that noise. But we have wind, which is cool. If you go against a wall, you don't hear it anymore, or you hear it less. So there's some cool ambience kind of there, a little block out ambience. Yeah. Base Eater. Am I familiar with Vintage Story? I've seen it before, yeah. Okay, so the goal right now, before we can do anything, is we need to make sure that we can sort this array based on the distance of how far this train is. Like, how do we sort the array? We can insert. We can, instead of add unique, we can potentially do insert. Alternatively, instead of, because we are probably gonna have a loading screen of some sort whenever we regenerate the train, we could make it a non-async load. If we make it non-async load, this will 100% give us things in order. Is that ideal though? Like, we can try it right now. That would be in the main engine. This will load a level instance by soft object pointer. But how would we go about loading it? I guess load asset blocking, and then if we load it blocking, then this is already loaded. So would it load in? Let's find out. 3? 3? What the fuck? I can't load the level instance without a soft object pointer. What could we do there? I guess in the loop, we could make it so it only continues the next thing once it's successful. But if this is async, this would be the way that we'd have to do it. We'd have to assign the next, we'd have to load the next train from here. Yeah, whatever. Let's just try to sort it. Let's make it so it loads asynchronously, but yeah. What if the carts had speakers where players inside of the first cart could talk to other players? That's the plan. That's the plan. So right now, which is something that I'm not too happy about with the game design, is ideally someone could talk to the other players on the train. We'd have like a microphone that then they can tell them, hey, in car 4 there's a fire. There's a fire in car 4. You know what I mean? Like, having a little bit of communication I think would be great, because the VoIP is going to be what's the word I'm looking for? It distance based, and then I think if we have text chat, it'll also be distance based. So if you're outside of like the distance of a player, you won't see their text chat. So we'll definitely have like walkie talkies at one point too. So then that way you could do like you know, back and forth communication, not just one way, because in theory the microphone here would only be a one-way kind of communication. Can we do a self-slop game if we have no friends? That's what I mean, though. That's the thing. I think we're gonna have a solo mode. I think the solo player, by default, either way, they're probably gonna be going into this room consistently. But I think what we do for solo players, like single player, is we just give them the tablet that would show them where faults are, so then they can like open it like a map. I think that would probably be the most ideal kind of idea. I like the idea of the car intercoms. You have to go press a button to answer back. That could be one way we could do the answering back, but I think it would be cool to have that as the item being the walkie-talkie. And that way, that would be the idea of like more inner communication. That way there's a sense of like a little bit of progression, choice making when you get from station to station, like what kind of things you want to buy at the shop and whatnot. Yeah. I don't know why load blocking on this does not actually block this. Like, I don't know why this doesn't block it. Maybe this I don't know. I guess the for loop just continues going. It just keeps going. The alternative is we remove the for loop and we put the assign that we had there on level loaded. And then on the level loaded, we recall the next thing here. And then we just keep adding onto an integer and we do our own for loop. That would be one ideal way of fixing this. But then we are kind of then at that point waiting for every train car to load. So I feel like the more ideal thing is somehow finding a way to just, the cabin manager will add itself in the proper spot based off of the distance to the front engine car, the engine cab. Communication value equals stream content potential equals mass free media. Well, it's not only that, right? Yes, I'm excited to see what kind of content people will come up with this game when it's ready. But I'm also excited to just see people have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like, the whole idea is like having friend groups, having a good time with each other, you know? Kind of creating the game, I'm forming the game almost like a sandbox. I'm thinking of it in the way of a sandbox rather than like, oh, it's a horror game, but it's also like there's sandbox elements to it, and I think that's probably the way you'd want to go about it with a friendslop game. Like, it's very mechanically intensive considering all of the things we have here, and that's where I'd like I want to try to like reduce the amount of friction if we can. So we'll see. It could very well be that like all players just get a map that they can use, and maybe we just keep that monitor or whatever. It's still very cool. Like, I love this thing. This thing is cool to use. Like, it's a cool little feature and stuff, so we'll see what we end up doing. I don't know. Anyways, we need to add this properly. Let's do this. We're going to get a copy of the first cabin manager, which is the engine cabin. We're going to get the mesh, because if I don't get the mesh, it's not going to give me the most... Oh, actually, is that a good idea? Yes, all of them are put in the same location. They all have the same distance. So the mesh is a better one. And then instead of add unique, we're going to get the distance of this. We're going to start with this, get the distance to this and ourselves. Intercom's basic communication, walkies is later advanced / mobile way of communicating. Right. Well, the walkie-talkies would be a way for a player that's in not the engine cabin to communicate with other people, which could be, you know, beneficial, right? It could be that you have a monster that's about to get you, and the only way for you to get out is someone else to help you get out of it. So your last word would be spider, and then one of your friends finds you in a random cabin where you're hanging upside down in covered in cobwebs, you know, and then a friend has to get you out of there. You know, that could be that could be the way things go. You know what I mean? That could be the way things go. What was it? Insert? If I insert this at a very high value, does it insert it just at like a random number? So if I do like 5, but it's only at 2, will it just add itself on 3? Anyways, let's just do this first. We'll add unique. Self. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to print out the distances just so we can kind of see like what kind of distances are we getting. Actually, I'm going to set that to the text render. There we go. Let me pause the game real quick. 971, 3,200, 6,500, 9,500, 1,200. Wait, hold on. I don't want to get the distance to this. I want to get the distance to the cabin. That's going to give us a more accurate value. Because I'm seeing some really random numbers. Okay, 0 makes sense. 3,200, 6,400, 9,600, 1,200, 1,600, 1,900. $3,220, 6,440. That is a multiple. That's a times 2 of 3,220. How about 9,660? Yes. This is also 12,880. Would be another 3,220 on top. Yes. It is multiples of 3,220. Which I believe is correct. I think we have a system for that somewhere. Using distance is still weird to me. I don't know if there's another way I can do it, especially considering that's async. The sending out use team keys thing. Who or what kind of people do you send them to? Just random YouTubers? Not random YouTubers. Not random YouTubers. Specifically selected YouTubers. Find YouTubers that play your type, within the genre of what your game would be. And that's what makes it challenging. You could send it to a bunch of random YouTubers, but the challenge is sending it to people that would specifically be interested in that style of game. That's the real challenge. I know using distance is weird, but now I'm wondering if I insert and it doesn't have an existing value somewhere, is it actually going to insert it? Like, I don't know. Unless I have to like filter this shit. Oh, fuck. Isn't there a way to move an array value somewhere else? What does resize mean? I don't even know. Swaps the elements of the specified positions in the specified array. If the specified positions are equal, evoking this method leaves the array unchanged. You know what it might be a good idea, actually? It might actually be a good idea to only do that operation at the end of everything being loaded in. That being said, our for loop is async. So the for loop is actually not the best way of determining this. So we probably want to do that on the game state. No, on the cabin manager. God, what a headache. Doing things async just makes things such a headache, dude. Grrr. This just makes things so annoying. I might. Okay, everybody hold on. First index 1. Let's start at 1 then. Every time we do on level loaded. Generate train car. This should be different, but... So we're going to do generate train car. On level loaded, we're now going to increment the cars loaded. Also, whenever we do this, let's go ahead and reset our cars loaded. We're going to do this and then generate train car. And it's only going to keep doing this until... 1, 6. I think we want 6 in here. We'll code this differently so it actually shows the amount of train cars that are supposed to be there. Now, because this is done asynchronously but also not asynchronously, we should now see text. Okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself then. I'd like to show the integer. This should now show me 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if I did my math right. If I did this correctly, we now see it in order. The only problem is now, is this correct? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's fine. We can easily change it anyways. So let's say I hit the play button real quick, but I immediately pause. Wow, that loaded way too quick. Okay. In an ideal world, that would be instantaneous. In an actual world scenario, it's possible that some of these might take a while for someone to load. So it's almost like we need to, we'll have to use this engine to determine if someone has completed loading all of the cars. Can't wait to deal with that. A loading screen, something of the sort. Something of the sort. Fun times. We're in fun times. Now though, you know what this means? I don't have to sort this shit using distance. Now it's just loading asynchronously, kind of synchronously. Kind of async, but also not async. It's also kind of synchronously because it's waiting for the first one to load before it loads the second, waiting for the second to load before the third loads. So, add delay / fake loading. No, we'll just read when all of these loaded in because we have that number. Basically, we know when this is completed by checking this. Whatever's in false, whatever event here will basically be like, okay, you've completed loading the map for the most part. This right here is our indicator because we do this, we bind the event and everything, and then we generate. Now, I don't know when and where this might fail, so this might be important at some point, but we should be fine. We should be fine. Okay, this is good for us. This is good. Because now we've got some of the skeleton for actually keeping track of where our maintenance tasks are being placed. Right? Because this requires an ID, but also the train car associated. So which car it's in. 0 would be, this is the engine cab. And then we define what it is, like a power outage, which is literally everything is a power outage right now. So everything is currently a power outage. It's all power outage. Yup. It's all power outage in this world. Colin! Let me know when it's ready. We should play it. Dude, hell yeah, man. You know what'd be great? We should get the whole crew playing a lobby. I would love to see your guys' feedback and reactions to it whenever it's ready. That'd be so awesome. That'd be awesome. I would love that. It's not there yet. A lot of the tests I've been doing with other people have been like very technical tests. Like, here, open this door. Okay, good. Did it open the door? Okay, good. Okay, open this door. Put the fire extinguisher in the fire. Did it do it? Is it melting? Okay, good. Okay. Like, that's literally most of our testing. That's been all of the testing so far. So, fun times. But it's getting there. It's getting there. We're getting the skeleton is there. We're getting there. We have some mechanics, like the electricity can go out now. Right. Gets pretty creepy in here, especially when we go through a tunnel and it gets real dark. Like, we got some item looting. Yeah. You can make a streamer version sometimes where the monsters are chat. I would love to come up with like a Twitch integration of some sort. I just don't know what it would be. But for sure. Like, maybe we can spawn, like, we can come up with some sort of like random event system. See a lot of potential with this. Big Amnesia vibes, which, Colin, you were kind of into Amnesia at one point, right? I think you were kind of like... Oh, great, the power's out. What would be the end game goal? Currently, it's get to the 5th station in One Piece. So you go from station to station. You could think of it as like, you can see right here, where this is our route to the station currently. It's slowly increasing as we got further. But yeah, your goal would be station 1, station 2, station 3, station 4, and then station 5. And then this would be like, that's the final station. This would be the end of your shift, I guess. That's kind of the idea right now. Each station has a shop, might have a little casino gambling thing, so you can gamble your money away, and then all of your friends yell at you. Yeah, it'll have all that kind of goodies. It'll have all of those goodies. Yeah, you want to get to the station in one piece. Not, you know, with your limbs ripped off or turned into a hot dog and then eaten by a cook or, you know, yeah. I don't know how we would make the passengers a player though. Like would they just be named as the chatter? But yeah, it's getting there. Very, very slowly. It's getting there. It's a lot of like pieces of a game. Not necessarily, like it's slowly getting put together, but it's very much, yeah, just like pieces of a game so far. Okay, it's time to delete these buttons. All right. I do think the monitor is like, I'm really happy with how this came out. I think it's super sick. I could see this getting like really cool, kind of like almost routine vibes. It feels like routine. Okay, so next up we need to make chatters can type complaint or something like that, or their chat messages show up in the game. So the thing is, in our world, the passengers are, you know, the monsters, right? So what would would they just do? We do like some the thing I'm worried about with text to speech is then, you know, there's some chatters out there, you know. We could always make it so it's like only subscribers can become, but even some subscribers are a little unhinged. Yeah. It could be really funny though. Like, don't get me wrong. There's some chatters out there that are funny. They could come up with some funny shit. Getting chased by a monster. I'm coming to get you. Do not come. You know, like, you know, there could be some funny chatters. Omega lol, omega lol, omega lol, and there's text-to-speech monster fucking running at you. It's like, ah! I don't know, we'll see. I do think it would be fun having like random events that could be voted by chat. Hold on. Considering that, now I don't know how Twitch API works, but considering the fact that this is a group friend game, you could assume that streamers are going to be playing together. So you could make it so all of that chat, the chat integration of people voting things, could be a thing. Like all chats are coming together to vote things. You know what I mean? It's not just like one. I think some of the Twitch integration stuff that I've seen has been just like the server host is the only one that actually has votes that matter. I feel like it's lost potential. But yeah, we'll see what we end up doing. Chat can trigger audio snippets each monster has, like whispering and shit. That could be funny. Yeah, we'll see what we can do for Twitch integration. I don't think it's like something that's out of the question. I think there's definitely some potential there for sure. Okay, so we need a widget, blueprint, control panel, task status dash car instance. So this will be another rounded box probably. So let's do a border. We'll keep one of these texts because I'm going to need it. Delete the cursor. We'll put this right in the middle. Remove all of the padding. And then this will be probably, this would probably be the cabin name or the cabin number, which probably put in the top right. Actually, yeah, top right. Let's do left, top. So this could be the index of the cabin. In an MMO, passengers could be spectators. The thing is, the passengers in our world are the monsters. So we don't have like actual passengers like sitting in seats and stuff like that. Like I guess we could do that. Like some of the chatters could be like, I don't know what the design of that would be. I guess we turn them into sausage people as well. I don't know how that would work, but it could be an idea. Could be an idea. Okay, we have the task instance. Let's start with just this for now. Let's start with this for now. This is, I think, a pretty good start. And then we can go in here in our task status. When does this get loaded? That's a concern I have. When does this get loaded? We'll find out very shortly. Length. It's spaghetti code, I know. It's just because I need this for debugging right now. 1. Shit. Okay. Okay. We need a section that completes the loading. And that's not even from the game state. That's from the train. I don't have the blueprint open. Oh, God, this is getting real complicated. This is from the generate train. I think we call on the game state that we've completed train loaded completed. Train load completed. And then that could be a way to do this. Can the players die or do they become spectators? They would probably become spectators There's some ideas there where it's like they become spectators, but they also like spawn at the next station. And then each station might have like little mini games and stuff like that, so people can kind of like kill time while they wait for their friends. But we'll see what we end up doing. I've heard some complaints from people about like other games that they've played that are friendslop games. When they die, they kind of just like are just stuck spectating and stuff. So okay, so we'll call train load completed, and then what we'll do. Yep, assign loaded. So we'll wait until the train has completely loaded, and then from here, we should be able to read the actual length of this. Oh, great, I deleted that code. This should be 6. 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It says 5, but it's 6. It's technically the length is 6. Excuse me? I know it starts at 0, but length doesn't start at 0. Length doesn't start at 0. Length is the actual length. So is this actually not the completed state? Five, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I going fucking crazy? Am I going fucking crazy, man? What if I put a delay here? Watch it like suddenly start working. Watch it start being 6. Oh, fuck you, man. Oh, fuck you, train. Oh, you suck. You're so shit. Oh, come on. Oh, we can't put a delay. That's incorrect code. Oh, cock. Okay. On oh, I see what's going on. Not only does this need to load, the cabin manager needs to load as well and have its begin play run. So I bet you if I put a 1 tick delay in there, or even like maybe 0.2 seconds, it should be fine. Not ideal, but should be fine. Where the fuck I am? Where? Over here. Put a delay in the level blueprint. We will not be using level blueprint in this project. Like we can, but we won't. So if I do 0.2 second delay, does it spit out 6? Is that enough time for that begin play? There we go. Okay, now it's actually spitting out 6. Okay, good. That's very good. Where was I? In the status. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we'll start with creating widgets. Owning player of the widget, which should be fine. Then we got instance of the task status. Then we're going to add it to the horizontal box. And then that will show it on the screen, ideally. The task instance, we want to specify it with an ID. This ID is the actual thing that we're going to need to use for this, and it's going to be an integer. Let's just call it train car ID, just so I don't get confused. So train car ID. We'll do that on expose on spawn. Very cool. And then the train car ID is going to affect this number right here. And this will be our beginnings of our UI. That's it. This should now, if we did this correctly, show from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on, or no, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I might +1 on this just so it doesn't confuse people. Because no one's going to look at this from a coding way. They're going to be like, car 1 is the engine. They're not going to be like car 0. Or maybe they will. Fuck it. It's time to learn, gamers. It's time to learn that an array starts at 0. Godspeed, gamers. It's time to learn. I'm taking you in and I'm pulling you into the bullshit of code. Okay, so we got that. We want to put this in the array index. What situation is it good to use level blueprint? If you're doing single player, level blueprint is great. I did it a lot. I used it a lot in Suit for Hire, or like loading specific levels and stuff like that. But generally, you probably want to avoid level blueprint. At least with multiplayer, I think multiplayer level blueprint gets pretty gnarly in some situations. It depends on what you're doing, right? It depends on what you're doing, I think. To be fair, Americans start floor numbers are the wrong thing. Okay, stop it. British people and their fucking floor numbers. They're like, the basement. Yeah, the basement is the fucking first ground floor. Are you kidding me? Or they say ground floor and then they say first floor. And that's like upstairs. It's like, brother, no. It's first floor is ground and then second. Okay, that they got it right. Now, if we're talking about miles and their way of measurement, yeah, okay, yeah. I'll agree with you. What the hell is a mile? Also me. Yeah, I'm 6 feet, which is literally like an American measurement. Okay, the screen should show our horizontal boxes. Not in the greatest way. Because these don't have a specified size. We could wrap this with a size box if we really want to. And you know what? I think we will. Let's do 250. 400 by 250. What? Oh, it's a Phil. Phil Nye, the science guy. There we go. 0, 1, 2, 3. Why does 1 look smaller than 2? Am I going crazy? I am going crazy. Don't mind me. Okay. The number has too much of a gap. It's also too big. All right. Okay, okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Okay, next thing is we need a padding between each one. We can do that inside of the blueprint. We can set the padding of this. So the left and right padding, we'll do 16 and 16. One of them appears bigger because the brain is a magical thing. The brain is a magical thing. All right. Look at that. So now we can start seeing things. Now what we need to do is start showing when something is non-operational. So in green by default, and then red or... yeah, in green or red if it has an issue. I'm starting to realize if we do orange as a middle thing where it's like something's wrong there, I guess we'll just do blue. And then I think in the corner here we'll show like how many faults there are in the train. See, something just broke. Which is probably... no, not this one. Is it this one? No, not this one. Is it this one? Yep. That one requires fixing. I donated to stream and sent a streamer a key and they started spamming dev dono until they read the dono. I kind of feel bad. I donated to a stream and sent a streamer a key and they started spamming dev dono until they read the dono. I kind of feel bad. Did you, I guess that's one, you know, it's not a unviable, method. Please just horizontal scrolling? Guys, come on, it's not that bad. I just asked if I could send a key. Alright, well, I don't think that's that bad. But I would just probably email them. But, you know, not a, you know, some people might probably look at that in a negative way. I think it's just smart. Emails just feel like throwing a key in a trash can. There's probably a ton of people that just don't read their fucking emails. Because let's be real, a lot of streamers are lazy. They can't even fucking fight me on that. They can't even fight me on that. A lot of these motherfuckers are lazy as shit. They get a new PC, like $10,000 PC, and they can't even hook that shit up. Like, they can't even fight me on that. Some of these motherfuckers, they order DoorDash for every meal. And don't get me wrong, if I had the money, I would too. If I had the abundance of money, I too would DoorDash literally every meal. Okay, let's just make it so it's horizontal. All right, fine. You win this one, chat. You win this one for now. You win this one for now. I do want to make the padding a little bit larger. And I also kind of want to put some little details into it, but we'll go with this for now. So to make it only horizontal, we would break the Y, and then the Y would just stay 0. There, it's horizontal only. Are you guys happy now? I lost the Y movement was kind of fun. That actually does look a little bit better, though. I won't lie. I'll admit it. That does look a little better. It kind of looks like a moving train. It do look a little bit like a moving train. I'll admit it. I'll admit defeat when I see it. That looks a bit better. I want to see what does it look like if we make this a little bit smaller, though. I kind of like that. Kind of like that. Let's change the text to something. There's a little trick for you guys. And this is also great because whenever we have to localize car, we can do that. And then I'm thinking we actually don't put this at the top because we're going to have things on the top anyways already. So I'm thinking the bottom. So let me see here. What does that look like? Car 0, car 1, car 2. Okay, I'm cool with that. Doesn't need to be so big. Make it smaller. And let's also make the padding smaller. I'm kind of getting into detailed territory, but that's okay. Car 0, car 1, car 2, car 3, car 4, car 5. Let's make it so 0 is something else. Let's make it so 0 is engine. Someone slammed their keyboard. Is that a cat? Did a cat just walk over the keyboard? What happened? What the hell just happened? So 0 will be engine. Which then means they don't have to deal with car 0. You win this time, gamers. Engine. Car 1, car 2, car 3, car 4, car 5. Engine. Alright. That looks pretty sick to me. I don't know about you guys. This probably looks a lot better with our screen percentage, like, pulled up, but... Dropped my phone. Ding dong dong. Like, every time it bounced, it fucking started typing shit and then hitting the enter key. I think we make the width a little bit longer. The height feels very small. It's either we make the height smaller or we make the width a little bit longer. Slightly. Like a tid. A tad. So what I want to do is I want to put like a dot or maybe 2 dots here. Okay, goodbye, I guess. 2 little dots would be kind of cool. I got this border. But... do I plan on having music in the game? Yeah, I've got a little bit of inspiration, like some inspiration already for whenever I get that going. I think Disaster Piece, these 2 pieces feel really cool for like a style for the intro music or whatever. I don't know what other kind of music we might have. I think the rest of it would be like ambience / slight instrumental like elements like violins and, you know, like really creepy stuff. Maybe like little radio music if we can do that. I think that could be kind of fun. But I would probably lower the frequency a shit ton. Or not frequency. Yeah, kilohertz. The kilohertz or whatever. The megahertz of the music so it sounds more crunchy. That's something I want to do with this. So we have the speaker here. I want to make this sound like really like crunchy because I feel like that would sound really cool. Like if it has like a little opening music, that could be kind of cool. Or like dun dun dun, kind of like a little synth here. That could be cool. I think that could be sick. But we'll see when we get that going. Yeah, something like this I think could be really cool for like intro music. Something within this realm. Something within the realm of this. Do I want to wrap this with a horizontal box? Sure. And then make this fill. No. And then put an image in here in the horizontal box. The only problem is I don't have a circle. Is there a default circle brush UI or am I going to have to make those real quick? I think I had one in Suit for Hire. We could just copy that one over. Been playing around in Strudel. Is Strudel that one where it's like that? I saw a YouTuber or a streamer that was like playing around with that, and it sounded pretty cool. It was very cool to see. Wait, where are my circles? Is it Ronin that has the circle? Yeah, something like this I think could be really cool. Let me see. Maybe I had it in Ronin. Graphics. I fucking hated the way I structured this shit. Where is the circle? Man, look at this shit, chat. Oh, there's memories of Ronin. Ah, yes, Ronin. The syringe. The syringe. One day, probably not. I'll be back on this project. Where's the damn circle? Put the circle in the bag. I found it. Back when Crim wasn't washed. Oh, let's be real. I was fucking washed when I was working on Ronin. I did not know what I was doing. Let's be fucking real. Don't get it twisted. I did not know what I was doing. I still don't know what I was doing with Ronin. Like, I don't know. So now we have the circle. Then I can grab the color. Put it in the circle. Left padding, 24. Right padding, 24. Little detail shows like little connection points. Might have affected the width, but let's see. Oh yeah, we gotta change the padding. Also, the engine for some reason has front dot, back dot. I also think the front engine cabin would be cool, having like the kind of like angled look. We'll probably do that. Okay. I'll keep the back dot there. I don't really care much for it. It was the front one that I was caring about. Of course, though, this doesn't mean that I'm going to adjust the height of this thing. Because it's like, we've changed the width now, so I'm going to make the height 200 now. And then let's change the padding real quick. The padding is a little too high. Let's do 24 instead. I think, what was the padding for the dots? I think it was 24 as well. Not a huge fan, to be honest. What was the 24? Let's do 16. Players have to buy them, or does one get added after completing level? So every time you get to a station, we kind of like behind the scenes, you're like switching train basically. But you're not. They just switch out all of the cars with new cars. So that'll be the way that we randomly generate it. And that's kind of like the idea, is like they're switching out the cars so that new passengers can come in. I'm almost treating the train like it's a hotel. A very creepy hotel. I think it would look better, instead of it being 2 dots, I feel like it would be better if it was just 1 dot. I don't know, what do you guys think? I feel like it would look a lot nicer if it was just 1 dot. So let's remove that back dot. Goodbye, back dot. We're in front dot territory here. Okay. Why is the padding all weird? The padding of this is 16. Padding of this is 16. Oh. I think we just want left padding. It's either left or right padding. Oh, there we go. I think I like that more. That's kind of cool. And maybe not a dot, maybe a line. Maybe a line or some sort of interface is going to look better than a dot. But that looks fine. I think that looks cool. That could then show if we ever do that mini game that potentially causes a completely run ender where you have a fault in the clamp. I think that was something I wrote down. I don't know if I did. A fault in the clamp where the clamp could at any moment perish and then the entire train separates. We could have it so the dot becomes red. I don't know if these are all going to be curved in the end. This might actually just be straight boxes because everything in the train is actually straight boxes. So it might go from curved, but it's got that like cool, you know, like if you looked at software for these kind of this kind of shit where you're in like a mechanical thing, everything's kind of rounded and whatnot or whatnot. It looks kind of like this. So it's got the vibe. Now we just need to make it so the entire color is red when there is a fault. Is there a way I could do that really quickly by using like a tint, like a color tint? But we do have to, the first thing we need to do is in the game state, we need to start populating the maintenance tasks. Let's make this a section. Maintenance. I don't know, Fist. I was thinking about that. But then the problem is I have to like create a design for every single cabin. So we'll see if I end up doing that. Because it could be kind of cool. Like, I know Lethal Company does this, where you can kind of tell where all of the players are. Like, it shows you a map. So we could say for train monitoring, like, we could show where a player is in, like, the train. Like, that could be kind of neat. Could be neat. I don't know. Could be a potential thing, like the train monitoring is, like, multi-purpose. Could always buy a monitor upgrade to show a more accurate blip for the mobs too. Yeah, like we could definitely like, the plan is to have some train upgrades, not just like items that the players can carry, but I think it would be cool having like maybe player upgrades, because I know Repo has that, and then maybe even like train upgrades as well could be kind of cool. If players care for it at all. Always good to come up with like different ideas of like progression and whatnot, things that players might want to do. Okay. Is this a joke? What is this, Texas? Texas. The blackouts. They're coming. Alright. The next step of the puzzle. We need to make it so we can show when a car has a fault. Or has a maintenance task pending. I like the idea with the intercom, especially if the intercom could be something that breaks too. There's some really funny potential for some really fun stuff to happen. Like... Well, for one, the intercom would cut if the power goes out. So you could have your friend saying something and then all of a sudden it just cuts out. And then they like, you're like, what happened? And you're like in car 6 or something, hiding away from a monster or something. I'm trying to think of like situations where something could just go wrong and it results in something funny. That's kind of how I like am picturing this game. It's like I am trying to come up with things that I think feel sandboxy, but could also have some like really funny stuff occurring, you know, for example, like the fire extinguisher exploding and whatnot when you start shaking it, you know, little things like that. Like, obviously that's a very, like, on the nose kind of thing where, like, this thing just explodes, but thinking of ways to make it fun, I think, is fun. It's a good time. We are going to have to somehow tutorialize to players that they can drag this back and forth. Like, that's going to be pretty important. Like, obviously the cursor popping up, I think, is a good start. Like, them interacting with this, I think, is good. And then hopefully they, like, click. Or the power goes out and then, like, players get confused and they don't know what to do. We'll find out what kind of issues we come across that we need to, like, start, you know, indicating what to do. I don't want to just tell the player what to do, though. Like, oh, go here, and then the fucking thing is glowing, and it's got a big waypoint, and, like, you got a compass pointing at it. You know what I mean? Like, as much as I can, I'd want to make it so players kind of, like, figure out things as they go along and whatnot. Like, well, obviously I have, like, little things that, like, ping, making noises. I think what we will do for sure... Let's see if I can get the right train. Ah, here it is. Is it this one? Yes. We could have, like, little icons showing where, like, elements are. Like... the electricity, we could have an electricity icon with an arrow pointing to the right. You know what I mean? And then that way they'll like, oh, they'll start noticing where things are. But that seems more, I wouldn't say that feels like yellow paint. That's more like actual, like a design of like a train. I feel like you would potentially see things like that, little like indicators and symbols of where things might be, right? A user manual? I am planning on doing a user manual. I am 100% planning on doing a big, like, textbook user manual. Yeah, we could do cables as well. And that'll look nice on the train. Having some cables coming off of it will be very good, too. Physical release? I was thinking about that, Sonny. I was watching a video. Someone was repairing, like, a Sega Genesis or something. I forget what it was. I forget which console, but they like whipped out a CD fucking case that had like the booklet, like a booklet that had like concept art and a bunch of stuff in it. And I was like, dude, this would be perfect. If we end up doing like a big textbook, big chunky textbook that has a bunch of different pages in it and shit, I could 100% see like, oh, that would be so awesome. I don't know if I would do like a physical release as in like I don't know. Maybe I could sell the book, turn it into an actual book, and then like that could be kind of fun. I could see that being really cool. I would love that, because I do kind of miss that. It reminded me of like when I actually like was into reading game books and stuff. You don't really see that often anymore. I fell on my knee and hurt myself today. It was like I hit a banana that wasn't there with my shoes. Brother, there was a banana there. It just despawned because you already hit it. You just got fucking Mario Karted. Get owned. What's that one website that does those special physical releases? I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. That could be sick, man. That'd be awesome. I could see that being really cool. All right. Is it I am 8-bit for the physical stuff? Maybe? Let me see. I am 8-bit. Could be that. Could be. Like, they do stuff like that. I know there was a website that did it, but it was like exclusive. Like they would only do for short periods of time specific releases that have like stuff that was like really limited, which I thought was pretty cool. I love that stuff. It's awesome. I wish I would bring that back 100%. I would definitely do that. Something with like a physical thing, maybe like I wish I could like I don't know, we'll see how much concept art we can get for the game, but I would love to do like an art book, depending on how much gets made. That could be cool. But at least like a physical copy of the railway operations and transport manual could be fun. Make it like really like I want the design in game to feel really like, you know, old and retro and kind of creepy. Maybe you could have like notes written down from like past employees put in there. That could be kind of fun. I think elements like that could be sweet. We're gonna need you to do a 2D side on or top down Genesis version of this, Crim, just so you know. That's not happening. I'm too stupid for that. Sort of reminds me of Alien Isolation, the way the terminal looks right now. There is quite a bit of inspiration from Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation, Routine, like that's on my inspiration list for sure. Definitely. Maybe a little too on the nose for this one, I will admit. But I was also looking at this, looking at some stuff from Loki, this game that I forgot the name of. Looking at these concepts as well. Yeah. Okay. Now we just need to make it so the UI actually updates. Based on what kind of maintenance tasks there are. We could do something where every 2 seconds this updates with the faults. And that would ensure that this is always staying up to date with whatever the game state has. Before I continue, let me make sure that the clients have this as well. Well, that's not good. When does the game state load on clients? They are able to get the game state, right? Oh, fuck. I gotta open up my page for multiplayer replication again. Networking. Unreal Engine. No. Remote. No. Gameplay framework. Game state. Server and client's game state. Oh, fuck. Oh, I just remembered. Oh, no. Train load complete. No, that should work. Whenever the clients... Oh, it's not going to work on the clients. Because it's already loaded on the clients. The train is already loaded, I think. It's not reloading itself. Wait, it is reloading itself. What the fuck? Does it load again? Which is why it doesn't call load completed. Don't you need to get a game state back from each client so you can drop everyone in at the same time too? Otherwise, the stream with his 10 grand PC will be in before Scrubs with his WD Death Star spinning turd. Yes and no. Ideally, when players get in, they'd start at a station, so they wouldn't even start playing yet. And we'd probably load the train while they're there behind the scenes without them knowing. So unless they like immediately, their 4 friends load in and then they immediately start the fucking game without any short notice whatsoever, should be fine. Should be fine. I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about like late joiners, or someone disconnects and then we keep their body there and then they have to reconnect, making sure that they get the like up to date information. That's some of the more important stuff. But the thing is, the generate train car happens. This is not replicated. It's not replicated. This should occur on the clients. It's gonna run on the player. And then it should run again. And then again. What do you mean? What do you mean it's broken? Cabin managers is not replicated because it technically doesn't need to be. Oh, it might have to be. Hold on. We probably do want to replicate that, but ideally, yeah, I guess we do want to replicate it. But everybody has their own client-side version of it. Well, no. Well, yes. Well, no. Well, yes. Actually, yes, technically. Okay. What about you, client 2? What you got? Okay, how about client 3? You never thought client 3 would be a thing. Don't worry, he is. Client 3 is also getting the information. Okay, so late joiners are getting the right information, which means we're getting up-to-date stuff. Good, which technically should always be there anyways. It should always be working, because it's local. Of course it should work. Yeah, would be quite cool, so you don't have to restart when Jeff wants to play mid-game. How does it work for like games like Repo and stuff like that? If you have a late joiner, do they just start out as a spectator and then they can like play later? I think that would be the ideal, is definitely like have them later on in the station. Is there a way that you could abuse the game by having a late joiner? I don't think so. Because we could almost think of in between stations, like each little section or route is almost like its own instantiated like session. You know, it's almost like its own, it's like you're playing a match of Counter-Strike and it's each round. It's like a round, right? So I think as long as the person is spectating and we don't modify any values, like how many players are in the game, might modify the monster, you know, how the monsters work and stuff like that, I think should be fine. Give them an asteroids arcade in the station. I do want to add little mini games in the stations. I think that would be awesome, especially if the spectators can already ahead of time get to the station. I think that could be kind of cool. It does, however, mean that the station will have to be loaded in prior to the players ever getting there. So that will have to be something we take into account if we end up making that decision. If we do make that decision, we'll have to take that into account. Okay. The other clients are now receiving the right stuff. All it required is a replicated variable. Which is fine. But, you know, we'll see. Perhaps they get a train notice display with the current progress in ETA. I can see that being really cool. That could definitely work. And that works very thematically, that works. They see little displays around the station that show like when something is about to pass by. I would like to make it so maybe they can go up to a screen or something and spectate their friends. I think that would be kind of cool. Being able to go in and out of spectating so you can see your friends and what they're doing. Because then that way you can see like what kind of funny things are going on. I think there's some enjoyment to be had and some entertainment to be had spectating friends, because then you can see some really funny moments from like a third person perspective, right? As like a viewer. So... I have thought about some boost stuff, Woozy, for sure. I've thought of some ideas where if you find 2 items that match together, then you can do things with them. I think that could be really fun. Because then that means it's like, we could have some really fun Easter eggs. That's like, you have to find 5 items in the same run that can combine together to do something like really fun. And I think coffee machine was one of them. I think the coffee machine was like, you get a mug and then the machine, and then you can make a coffee. Like, we could do some, like, really fun stuff like that. I think there's some potential for that for sure. Or you can get, like, a CD-ROM, and then you just need a CD reader, and then you can, like, listen in on something, maybe get some lore or something, who knows. At the end of the day, those are all, like, they could just be, to a normal player that doesn't even care, they'll just see, oh, it's just an item I can sell, right? But then players start noticing items that can start going together, and it's like, wait, shit, what if we had that item and then the other one? Will they interact together? Even though, like, it seems like they wouldn't do anything. You know, I think that could open up to some really cool, that could open up to some really cool, like, oh, wow, kind of moments. I don't know what the word would be, but there's like there's a term for that. Not, oh, wow, but, like, yeah, you know what I mean. A eureka moment. Yeah, eureka. Yeah, that's the one. Coffee makes you run faster, but stamina gets wasted a little faster. I think it would be great having usables, for sure. Like, at one point I was thinking, since it's a survival game, do we need a hunger bar? But, like, kind of like what Peak has. But then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know. There's already so many things for the players to manage on the train. I just don't think it's necessary. I think if anything, if we do food, the food should just be bonuses. Or maybe debuffs. Bonuses and debuffs, maybe. Maybe both. Maybe just full-on debuff. Maybe gambling. Do sausages even eat? In our world, yes. They got mouths. And a stomach, probably. Maybe they even have to go to the bathroom. Who knows? Has to go to the bathroom, accidentally pees on the ground. Now it's a slippery spot, and if any player runs over it, they fucking... They just slip over and then start ragdolling. Okay. We need to get this actually showing when errors are on the train. So, let's first make it so the game state keeps track of things that have a maintenance task. This will select the random maintenance task. Where's that function? In the train state tick. So this will select the task and then set the task state. From here, we also want to okay, good. We actually assign the associated cabin manager. That's actually really good for us. Because then I can get find the index from this. Maintenance task timestamp. Let's go current maintenance ID. So that way we can increment it, or when we need the ID stuff. Yeah. Okay. Find, then we're gonna add an item to the array. We don't want to add unique. Well, actually we do want to add unique because the ID is going to be unique. Current maintenance ID is going to be this. Right now, the only task type is power outage. Let's change that. Let's like properly do this right now, just so I don't have to, just so I don't get confused in the future. Wait. Task type, power outage. So right now, all of these are power outage, so no worries there. But we have that variable there for us. Okay, where am I? Okay, task type, we'll read it from the actor. Luckily, I think the server is the only one calling this, so the clients will just get the corresponding information from the server, which is good. And then from here, we have the train car, which is for some reason a byte. Okay. Sure. Whatever. Integer to byte. Bite me. Bite me. Let's go. Bite me. Farting all over the place, increasing speed after a bean burrito consumable. Yes. You know, now you made me hungry, and now I want a fucking burrito. How dare you? I could go for like a... Shit. A birria burrito? Oh, dude. Maybe just a classic chicken burrito, but I'm thinking a birria burrito. You could go for a shit? Well, I could go for food that maybe makes me shit. I'm okay with shitting. Shitting's good sometimes. It's good to clear up your insides a little bit. It's good to clear your insides a little bit, you know? You ever heard of laxatives? Okay. We want to take this and increment the maintenance ID. Every time we add a new maintenance ID, we need to increment this so the next one gets the proper one. We also shit. Yeah, whatever. We're going to send the information of the task to the actual task actor. So then whenever it is completed, it's going to find the one associated to that struct and then delete it from the list. Where the fuck I am. I should probably turn this into a function, but I'm not going to. Why? Because I'm stupid. Next question. Let me just do this, and then maybe... Let's just do a getter. I know this is stupid, but let's just do it anyways. This gives me the actual index value, right? Is that a bad idea? Is there a chance that something in the middle of right here gets deleted or removed from the tasks, and then this gives us the wrong thing? Probably. Let's just be smart and just... It might look like potato code, but it's done with a purpose. There's a purpose in mind here, okay? You gotta understand. There is a purpose in mind here. Okay, so that's gonna set that. And then in the task actor, we should make a... Why didn't I make a function in here that just removes the task? Why did I put it inside of the fuse box? Am I dumb? We set the task state to false. Let's set the current task for task ID to -1. -1 means that it is not valid. It doesn't have anything associated to it. That will be our thing. And then if this is set to false, is this run on the server? Set task state? No. Is this even working in multiplayer? I don't even know anymore. This is not equal to -1. That means that it had something associated to it. Then we want to get... I don't think we'd want to do this on rep, but they will only ever have a task ID that's the same on everything. So we should be fine. Should be fine. You'd be like that confused old man in the canned food aisle looking for whatever his wife asked him to pick him up. Bro, that's me going to the grocery store looking for something specific. And I'm not even that old. Like, it's happening to me. So if true means we want to clear this, but first before we clear it, let's clear it on the game state. So we want to do remove maintenance task. And we probably want to do that on the server, but I guess we'll just say fuck it for now. You're almost 40, bud? You're old? I'm not even in my 30s! I'm not even in my 30s! So the beauty of a struct is literally everything in the struct needs to be the exact same. So that's why we have the ID. So that makes sure, like, if there were two things in one car, like for example, a fire, those both have different IDs. So we won't accidentally remove both of the fires. That's why I put the ID for anybody wondering. I'm sure many of you don't care, but that's fine. That's what I did. That's what I did. That's what I did. But you're almost 30, so you're basically 30, and if you round that up, you're 40. What? Pushing 40, but his games are increasing in release speed? That's a lie. None of my games are going to increase in release speed. I say this is a 1-year project. This is probably a 5-year project. Let's be fucking real. You guys aren't seeing Ronin for a while. You guys aren't seeing the zombie game for a while. You guys aren't seeing anything else for a while, probably. Admittedly. Is this on my list as well? Yeah, Loki's pretty good. I do like Loki. Loki has a pretty good vibe. We're never seeing Ronin. The sun has a higher chance of exploding. It's true. Okay. The thing that sucks is that this is going to try to remove it on the client side. That's probably okay. The sun's already exploding? Is that why everything's going to shit? I see. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. It's all coming together. This is not the best way of doing this. I'm gonna be honest. Not huge fan. Not huge fan. Not a huge fan, but yeah. The Mayan calendar was real. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So we set that to -1. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, cool. No, yeah, sick. Okay, cool. Now what? We need to check if we can put this into the monitor, and then we need to check if the monitor... Okay, ideally, we don't do the monitor first. We check if clients are receiving this information at all before we start doing it in the monitor. But, fuck it, man. Let's go. We ballin'. We ballin'. Do I make it so the task status sets a timer that like updates all of them? I think so. Yeah. Set timer by event. Update cars. Updates maintenance task cars, create event. And then every 1 second looping, maybe even every 2 seconds. Our systems are a little delayed in this train. They're not, we can have a little bit of imperfection. We don't want this shit to be like instantaneous. If anything, we want it to lag. We want it to have mechanical, technical issues. It makes it seem more alive, you know? Yeah. Have you seen Texas's infrastructure for electricity? Come on. Let's get real. Get real with it. So let's do maintenance tasks. And then let's get the length of this. What I want to see if this updates on client side. If this updates on client side, then we're in for a treat. So let's get 3 clients in here and let's see what's going on. The other clients are receiving the same information. I'm going to be honest. Fuck off. I want this to be only on the owning client. I don't need this to run on everybody's fucking thing. Now the clients should only receive their information. Am I crazy? Isn't this only supposed to show? Oh. Oh, it already is. Ah, whatever. We'll just leave that in there. Okay, so once there's a maintenance task, these should all get 1. Oh, they're all getting 1. They're all getting 1. Guys, we're in. Now, let's see. Let's wait until the next one. Two. Are we? Do we see a 3? Can we? Do we have a 3? Which would, I think, probably turn off the electricity in the cabin, which means I think that timer would break. Nope, still going. 3. 3. We got 3. You know what that means. We got this shit down pat. I think. Update maintenance task cars. I think what we should do is since it's every 2 seconds. Okay, let's just do this. Let's go in here. We're going to create a function for this. Set problem state. Set maintenance state. And then we'll just do a singular input and we'll say has problem. Has problem. Right. Yes. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay. Can I have, is there a simple spot where I could just change the color of this? The color and opacity. Can I change that though? Yeah, it's fine. We'll just do that for now. If false, just white. But if true, red. Okay. I might have to change the UI color from orange because orange is very close to red and that might be very bad. I love the orange, but it's like I don't think it's gonna work well here, guys. I love the orange for the screen, but I don't know if it's gonna work very well. Dude said orange is red. Orange is very close to red. Okay? Which will make it difficult for people to see when something has a fault. And also, if people are colorblind, there's a large likelihood that they don't even see the thing. Now we'll have icons, but still. So we'll say this has no problem for now, and then we'll go through each maintenance task. And then we'll break this. And then in the train car, we'll get child at, and that'll be the byte turned into an integer. And then in the future, we'll actually read these things, or we'll read the task type. Like if something's on fire, we'll show like a fire icon. But for now, we'll just do this. We're going to get the child at And then we're going to cast to the car instance again. Oh, but Crimson, you shouldn't be casting so much. Shut up. And then we'll say has problem. Okay, let's go. Let's go. It should work now. Let's fucking go. I'm so ready. We should have one fault. It better not be the engine bay. Okay. Where's it at? Oh! Car 1! Okay, the red looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. The red on the orange kind of looks sick. Okay, oh, shit. It should be blinking. Oh, it should be blinking. Yo, that looks sick. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you, but this looks awesome. Please don't be the engine bay. Okay, what's the next one? Car.
Dude, get out of the way, man. Which car is...
Whatever. Car 4? Is it car 4? It's car 4, baby. Video games. Dude, hell yeah. Now we're fucking cooking. So the idea is if it's a train car that's off the screen, I'd make the edge blink. Maybe. Or I'd make it like kind of like there'd be like a little gradient on the side. Potentially. I don't know yet. I know for sure we'll have a number of faults on the top. Motherfucker. It's so funny. Engine bay fault. Oh well, you won't know because the electricity is out. Ah, yes, of course, of course. Let's see. We're getting out of the tunnel. It should generate the next fault. Car 3. I do see that dot is turning red, but that's okay. We'll change that. That's fucking sick. Dude, that's cool. Hell yeah. I'm happy. I'm happy. We have the beginnings of our gameplay. I hope that didn't delete my group. It just closed it. It did not. Okay, good. That means we've got it. UI to show where the faults are. We've got it. Yet another step closer to the core gameplay loop. The core gameplay loop. All that work for gamers and players to see that and be like, this is easy as shit. I'll probably get a bunch of negative reviews of people saying that it's AI generated, just like how people are saying Suit for Hire is AI generated for some reason. People really love to like claim anything is AI generated these days. It's actually kind of like... It's like the new way of calling a game a mobile game. You know what I mean? You just call it AI generated. And that's the new insult in the Steam review land. That's the new hip insult. Reason number 573 why I fucking hate AI. Ah, damn it. Okay, I'm really happy with this. Crimson's new haircut looks AI generated? More like shower generated because I forgot to comb my hair. Everything's AI generated if you're dumb enough. Everything's made by aliens if you're dumb enough. And if you're smart enough, you would understand that aliens are real. Yeah, it's real. It's true. It's so real, I'm locking myself in this locker because it's fucking terrifying out there. So now what players can do is find out where a fault is. Oh great, it's at the very back of the train. Okay, ideally in your first few routes, you wouldn't have you would not have a fault at the very back of the train. Because I think the very back of the train is like a hard, like that's a hard difficulty maintenance task, you know what I mean? Because there's a large likelihood that you are going to meet up with a monster. You should add a lock on the outside of the locker for no reason at all. I want to add locks. I do want to add locks. Now, I don't want to make it so a player can put a lock on it. I want to make it so so there's a lock, so you can break it open to get whatever items is inside. So this would be the gameplay loop. You'd have to go around the train repairing parts of it, while also, you know, being careful of monsters that are on the train. And while you go there, you'll probably find other maintenance tasks, like this one, for example, while you're on the way there. Now, what we do have to do is, all of these maintenance tasks are going to need cooldowns. This doesn't have anything. We need cooldowns for them. That's going to have to be something we have to do. Because something will... You'll repair it, and then it'll just break again. What are these monsters going to be like? There'll be different types of monsters. Great, look at that. Car 5 still has an issue again. Because it doesn't have a cooldown. So, we will do some more, like, stuff... Oh, fucker. We'll do more stuff where, door's not auto-closing. Yep, you're gonna have to close that yourself. There is gonna be a monster that will take advantage of that if you don't close the doors yourself. Yeah, we got a bunch of different, like, unique monsters. I'm actually really glad, like, now it's just down to, like, designing them and hopefully making them correct. Like, for example, there's one, the chef. If you have a kitchen cabin that spawns in, or a kitchen car that spawns in, the chef will spawn in with it. And then if the chef spawns and you get caught by the chef, he brings you back to the kitchen and prepares you into a hot dog. And then if he completes preparing you into a hot dog, he eats you. And then you die. But a friend can save you from the chef and get you out of the kitchen, but you will stay in the state of hot dog that you're in. Such as, if he put a bun on you, you now have a bun. You now have a hot dog bun on your body. So I'm looking forward to designing that one, and hopefully it'll work. On paper, it sounds great. I feel like it'd work as an Among Us type game too. That is something I thought about, is maybe down the line we make it like a versus mode, but we'll see. I could definitely see some sort of like social deception mode for sure. It's got the bones for it, you know what I mean? Like, Among Us is definitely one of the inspirations for like some of these mini games and stuff as well, you know? So I could see like the traders being able to like ruin the train. Maybe monsters still spawn, but the traders don't get aggroed by the monsters because they themselves are monsters, you know what I mean? Deep down, they're not a real sausage. There could definitely be elements like that. We'll see though. That's down the line. That could definitely be like a content update if we if the game does well, of course. I could definitely see that being like a fun thing to do. I don't like doing PvP games as long as we stay away from like any shooting mechanics or anything like that. That gets into like the territory of like competitiveness. I would rather stay away from that, but I think we could still make it work if we wanted to. We'll see. You've been watching your test, can already see the feel on the test look good. I had a buddy of mine test out the valve. He had issues with it. It's not perfect. It's a little buggy, so that needs some improvement. But these things are fun, as long as you don't take the fuse and run away with it. Because obviously I haven't fixed these specific edge cases. But once we get those edge cases out of the way, like, players won't be able to magically soft lock themselves and whatnot. So. Although I will put some stuff in the game where you might accidentally softlock yourself. Like, for example, if you can't find a fire extinguisher on the train at all and you have a fire, well, I don't know. Maybe we can make a way to get a water bucket. Chuck it out the window. You're definitely gonna have someone's definitely gonna have a friend who's a psychopath who's chucking all the items out the window. Or like throwing everything off the train. How you replicating picking up and dragging up items? Smooth Sync has been helping a lot with that. That being said, I don't know what kind of performance cost that has yet. We're gonna see. I'm probably gonna have to do some optimizations there. Can you put a fuse from another into another? No, no. This is gonna be like it's locked in this space kind of thing. Obviously not ideal. The only minigame right now that I want to do that where an item becomes integral to it. I guess technically the fire is integral to the fire extinguisher. But the other one would be the gears. There'd be a gear that falls out of a slot, and then you have to find it somewhere that's in the cabin. It would randomly spawn in the confines of the car. Then you can find it, drag it into place, and then the gears will start turning it. Oh, you can't. I don't know if you can... I don't think this would work in a different fuse box. And honestly... Oh, well, it reset itself. I don't know if it would work. I think it very specifically checks for this one right here. So you can't bring this into a different fuse box and then use that one there. It only checks within these slots here, so... Yeah. That would be me. You're already playing the Among Us version by doing that. Throwing out all your items. Yeah, I can't wait. Like, I can't wait for players to realize that them not closing the doors, whenever we put that enemy in, I can't wait for them to realize that them not closing the doors is actually, like, dangerous for them. Because we'll have the peeper. The peeper will be just, like, sitting in a door, waiting for someone to, like, randomly peep through. But he won't go through... He won't necessarily go through any doors that are closed. So I think that'll be kind of like a way to, like, low-key make it so it's like you want to kind of close the door behind you. Let's teach the kids some good etiquette, you know? Close the door behind you. Don't let that shit hanging around. I see that too much on a train. Motherfuckers open the train between the cars and then the door between cars and they don't fucking close it, so you just hear it rattling. Those little shits. We should make it so the peeper maybe tries to prioritize players that don't close doors at all. Will I do a casino cart? We could. I can see that happening. The train is kind of like a hotel, so we could definitely do that. Can you imagine, like, you got a bunch of, like, low frequency, or not low frequency, but, like, really low res fucking music for the casinos, and then suddenly the power goes out. Fucking creepy ass monster walks in, you're like, oh shit, I was gambling. We should associate a monster with the gambling room, though. What would a monster be for a gambling room? I feel like we could do something there. Like, what kind of creepy abomination would spawn from a casino? The dealer. Oh shit, we did have an idea for a monster where instead of them instantly killing you, they teleport you into a different dimension, and then you got a blackjack for your life. That could be the spawn for the dealer. That could be the name, the dealer. You either win or you lose. Thrown into the blackjack gulag is crazy. The blackjack gulag. Oh shit. Oh fuck, dude. Yeah. I love that idea. The house always wins and he just starts chasing you. Chases you like Doorman. Doorman is such a creepy fucking character design. Valve is doing such a good job of cooking up such, like, character designs. His fucking voice and everything. Holy moly. Holy moly. Anyways, good stream. I'm really glad that we were able to finish this. It feels really fucking good. We are getting one step closer to the core gameplay loop, because now we are showing to the players, like, where faults are occurring so that they have a better representation. Of course, there's a lot of balancing and stuff we need to fix, so... yeah. Close the game and open a link to this game. Buckshot Roulette. Oh, dude. This game's great, too. Very good game. My god, what if the game's a fucking Russian roulette game? Oh my god. We could do anything. We could do anything. It could be blackjack. It could be Russian roulette. Thanks, Cream. Glad to see you're not hating dev work again. Suit for Hire it was getting to a point where there was a lot of friction working on it. Like, mentally, I was just kind of, like, out of it. But working on this project, I've definitely, I've found my enjoyment in it again, for sure. It's been very fun. It's a very promising project. There's a lot of potential things we can do. We can add content in very fun ways. We can add a lot of random generation stuff to it. You know, a lot of cool stuff we can do with this project, and all the while multiplayer, which has been fun. I can't wait to, like, actually play test things, and then find a bug that I don't know how to fix, and then I get extremely frustrated, and then I become a drug addict. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for joining in on a new week. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah.
Shit my pants, I did.
What's drugs? Coffee. Rancor, thank you for the 65 months, by the way. I'm sorry I'm hopping out right when you subbed. Yeah, thank you. And thank you to everybody that hopped in, spent some time in here. We're making some pretty good progress on the game. Ideally, we balance this out a little bit, and then we want the route system to work, and then the speed modifying on the train as well, based off of all of the parameters that we have, like the amount of faults that we have, the amount of fuel that's in the train, and then we got something rolling. Then we're going to need monsters, which I'm not looking forward to doing AI again. That being said, I don't have to do, like, crazy complex AI like we had to do with Suit for Hire. I feel like horror games, while you can have something really smart for the AI, you don't need to go, like, crazy with it, like cover system and all this other stuff. So I think we'll be okay. The challenge will be catching the player when they go into, like, awkward spots, like trying to go up on top of a, like there's one spot that I think could be problematic where you could cheese it. This. Like, how does an enemy get to you? Do we consider this as you in a safe area now? Do we make it so enemies can climb the ladder? I don't know. Something to consider. Something to consider. Yeah. Yeah, I think the project is going really well. Yeah. I'll see you guys. Look at that. It's working. It's fucking working. I'm so happy with this. I'm so happy. Oh, we had another maintenance task? Car 5. Of course, Car 5. Slowly but surely, the game evolves. Cinema. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Hopefully I start a little bit earlier. I was just waiting for a phone call today, and I have not received that phone call. Nor have I received an email in correspondence to missing that phone call. Yep. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace out.
Goodbye.